Hi, this is Flair from the Airy Peak European server. I'm going to talk through Anub'arak, the final encounter of the Champion Crusader 10-man raid. This is a complex fight that gives significant challenge to your DPS, tanks and healers. It shouldn't last more than 3 or 4 minutes, especially in Heroic where timing is key. As soon as Anub'arak is pulled, a ranged DPS should shoot down one of the frozen spheres that rotates around the arena. This should ideally be where Anub'arak is standing. The main tank should then rotate Anub'arak around so that his back is to the resulting patch of ice. The off tank should then taunt the 2 adds that appear onto this patch. The reason we do that is to stop them from being able to do a submerge move that causes them to regenerate all of their health. The main goal here is to nuke down the adds as quickly as possible so that we can move on to Anub'arak. The adds will continue to spawn infinitely, so we want to spend as much time as we can nuking Anub'arak down. Our aim as a raid here is to get him down to around 60% health, so burn off 40% of his starting health, in order to help us get into phase 3. It's very much a case now of getting down to that health before he submerges, which he'll do after about 1.5 minutes of the encounter. Once he submerges, we need to make sure that we finish off the 2 adds that are left and avoid his underground attack. What he will do is he will target a random raid member, in this case you can see a hunter to my right there has been targeted, and chase them around the arena. He needs to be kited into one of these frost patches that our DPS will be creating by shooting down additional frost spheres. When he's kited into that, he'll gain a temporary stun before targeting another DPS, or another raid member, sorry. During this time as well, we'll have a number of smaller adds. The key thing with these is simply to just try and kill them before they hit us. If they hit us, if they melee attack us, they'll put on a stacking debuff that causes increasing amounts of damage. So it's important that we kill them as swiftly as possible, because it will become an issue later on as we move into phase 3. He'll stay underground for around 45 seconds, and once he emerges again, he needs to be dragged near to one of the frost patches. In the heroic mode of the encounter, we only get about 6 or 7 of these maximum. In the normal mode, it's pretty much unlimited. So we're back in phase 1 now, and again we need to just make sure that Anub'arak's got his back to the 2 adds. One thing that the 2 adds do in heroic mode that they don't do in normal mode is an ability called Shadow Step. They'll choose a random raid member and they will charge them, likely one-shotting them. This ability can be interrupted, so it's imperative that at all times you've got a class that can interrupt both of these at a given moment. Any kind of interrupt will work, for example an arcane torrent or a war stomp. Anything that you can do in order to stop them is a must, particularly in phase 1. Once the adds are killed, we need to switch on to nuking Anub'arak down. The idea here is to get him down to around 30%. At this point, we will engage on phase 3. We're coming on to that about now. As you can see, the moment this has happened, we've popped every single DPS cooldown that we have, including Bloodlust. The idea is to nuke him down as fast as possible, because he gains a new ability. This ability takes 20% of each raid member's health, current health that is, and transfers it to himself. So if, for example, I have 20,000 health, Anub'arak will heal himself for 4,000, taking that health away from me. It's vital, therefore, that your healers keep the DPS around 35%, but of course maintain the tank's high health. This means not only do we need to struggle with keeping the DPS alive, we also need to make sure that we're not overhealing and thus healing Anub'arak too much. The adds need to be moved away from the frost plate, the frost ground, and over to the back of the raid. The reason for this is that the adds have a chance of submerging. When they submerge, they won't do any damage to anybody else. The point here is that we're ignoring the adds and just nuking Anub'arak down as swiftly as we can. As you can see, we did it with a number of casualties, but the general idea was that we needed to put as much DPS out as possible, and it very much is a huge DPS race at this stage. That's very much the tactics for Anub'arak. If you have any questions, I'd love for you to ask them here on YouTube, or alternatively visit me at flair.com, that's PHLAYRE. Thank you very much for watching the video, and have a great day.